Gentlemen, welcome to Shutter Island.
Doctor, so this female prisoner, Rachel Solando,
The story of Shutter Island unfolds in the early 1950s, during a time when the world is still recovering from the trauma of war and people are struggling to rebuild their lives in a rapidly changing society. The narrative begins as a U.S. Marshal named Teddy Daniels travels across dark, restless waters toward a remote island located far from the mainland. The island appears isolated and mysterious, surrounded by towering cliffs, dense forests, and powerful ocean waves that constantly crash against the rocky shoreline. This location is not an ordinary place. It is home to a massive psychiatric institution designed to house some of the most dangerous criminal patients in the country. Teddy arrives on the island with his new partner, Chuck, another marshal assigned to assist him in a complicated investigation. Their mission is to locate a missing patient who somehow disappeared from a locked room inside the institution. The woman they are searching for is believed to be extremely dangerous, having committed a terrible crime in the past. The fact that she vanished from a secure cell raises disturbing questions about how such an escape could have been possible. From the very beginning, the case feels unusual, as if something about the situation does not completely make sense. As the two marshals step inside the hospital grounds, they immediately notice the tense atmosphere surrounding the place. Guards stand watch with serious expressions, and the medical staff move through the corridors with a sense of secrecy and caution. The buildings themselves feel cold and intimidating, with long hallways, locked doors, and narrow windows that barely allow light to enter. Every part of the institution seems designed to remind visitors that this is a place where troubled minds are kept far away from the rest of society. Teddy begins interviewing doctors, nurses, and security personnel in an attempt to understand how the patient could have escaped. The answers he receives, however, feel strangely incomplete. Many staff members appear nervous when speaking with him, offering explanations that sound rehearsed or carefully controlled. Teddy quickly develops the uneasy feeling that important information is being hidden from him. Instead of solving the mystery, every new conversation seems to deepen the confusion. As the investigation continues, Teddy also begins experiencing disturbing visions and nightmares connected to his past. Memories of the war resurface in his mind, reminding him of the brutal battles he witnessed and the violence he survived. These memories are not distant or faded. They appear vivid and overwhelming, blending with the strange events taking place on the island. At the same time, he is haunted by the memory of his wife, whose tragic death still weighs heavily on his heart. The island itself seems to mirror Teddy's troubled state of mind. Storm clouds gather in the sky, powerful winds sweep across the cliffs, and heavy rain turns the environment into something dark and threatening. The weather creates an atmosphere of isolation, cutting the island off from the outside world and making it feel as if escape might be impossible. As the storm intensifies, communication with the mainland becomes unreliable, leaving Teddy and Chuck trapped within the mysterious institution. During their search for clues, the marshals explore different parts of the hospital, including secure wards where the most dangerous patients are kept under constant surveillance. Some of these patients behave in unsettling ways, staring silently at Teddy as he passes through the corridors. Others speak in cryptic statements that seem to hint at hidden truths about the island. One encounter in particular leaves Teddy deeply unsettled when a patient appears to recognize him and suggests that things are not what they seem. The deeper Teddy digs into the investigation, the more suspicious he becomes of the hospital's leadership. The doctors insist that their treatments are designed to help patients recover from severe psychological disorders. But Teddy begins to suspect that something far more disturbing may be taking place behind closed doors. He wonders whether the institution is conducting secret experiments or using controversial methods that would never be approved by the outside world. Chuck remains supportive throughout the investigation, assisting Teddy as they follow leads and question staff members. However, the longer they remain on the island, the more complicated the situation becomes. Evidence appears that both supports and contradicts Teddy's theories, creating a puzzle that seems impossible to solve. Each discovery raises new questions while offering very few clear answers. One of the most mysterious locations on the island is a lighthouse standing at the edge of a steep cliff overlooking the ocean. The structure appears abandoned, yet Teddy becomes convinced that it may hold the key to understanding the truth behind everything happening on the island. The lighthouse represents both danger and possibility, drawing him closer as his determination to uncover the truth grows stronger. Meanwhile, Teddy's visions continue becoming more intense. In his dreams, he sees images of war, fire, and destruction, all blending with memories of his personal life. His wife appears repeatedly in these visions, speaking to him in ways that feel both comforting and deeply unsettling. These dreamlike moments blur the line between reality and imagination, making it increasingly difficult for Teddy to trust his own perceptions. As the storm reaches its peak, chaos spreads across the island. Security systems fail, patients become restless, and the staff struggle to maintain control over the institution. The dangerous environment forces Teddy and Chuck to act quickly as they attempt to uncover the final pieces of the mystery before the situation spirals completely out of control. The investigation eventually leads Teddy toward a series of shocking revelations that challenge everything he believes about the island and his role in the case. The truth he uncovers is far more complicated and disturbing than any theory he imagined. Instead of exposing a simple conspiracy, the answers force him to confront painful realities about his past and the fragile nature of the human mind. In the final moments of the story, the mystery of the missing patient becomes intertwined with Teddy's own identity. The lines between investigator and subject begin to blur as he realizes that the events on the island are connected to deeper psychological questions about memory, trauma, and guilt. The institution itself may not be hiding a secret conspiracy, but it has been carefully designed to force a confrontation with truths that Teddy has been trying to escape. The emotional weight of these revelations creates a powerful conclusion that leaves both the characters and the audience questioning what is real and what may exist only within the mind. The story explores how the human brain sometimes creates illusions to protect itself from unbearable pain, turning memories into stories that feel easier to live with. By the end, the journey across the stormy island becomes more than just a criminal investigation. It transforms into a psychological exploration of grief, responsibility, and the ways people struggle to survive their own past. The haunting atmosphere of the island, the unsettling behavior of its inhabitants, and the emotional turmoil experienced by Teddy all come together to create a narrative that remains deeply thought-provoking. The story ultimately leaves viewers reflecting on a powerful question about identity and truth. Sometimes the hardest mystery to solve is not the one hidden within the world around us, but the one buried deep inside our own minds.